call Sergeant Juan Ramos. See where they are. Okay. Thank you.
Very good. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Detective Juan Ramos,
How are you employed?
as a detective for the Tampa Police Department
How long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
since October 13, 2015.
Before joining the Tampa Police Department, do you have any prior law enforcement experience?
Yes, I was a patrol deputy for the Hillsboro County Sheriff's Office for 3 years.
What unit are you currently assigned to?
I am currently a homicide detective
And how long have you been a homicide detective?
since February 6, 2024.
Back on June 23rd of 2024, did you respond to a homicide that occurred at Home to Suites and the Holiday Inn located across from the University of South Florida?
I did.
Is that Home to Suites located at 11606 McKinley Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
What city is that located?
City of Tampa.
Is that the jurisdiction of the Tampa Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
And what county is that hotel located at?
Hillsboro County.
Why did you respond to that location?
I was called by my supervisor and told that I would be leading this investigation.
So you were assigned as the lead case detective.
Yes, ma'am, I was.
What are the responsibility of the lead case detective in a homicide case?
So the lead detective basically acts as the person who organizes the entire investigation, oversees the entire investigation. Even though it's a team effort with all the detectives helping out, the lead is ultimately responsible for putting everything together during the investigation.
Depending on the size of an investigation, if it spans into other jurisdictions and other law enforcement agencies, are there other detectives in the homicide unit that assist you with the investigation of the case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that occur in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there multiple agencies that you sought the assistance of in order to help assist you in identifying the suspects in this particular case?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And also, are there detectives that are specifically tasked with documenting the crime scene that are known as the crime scene detectives?
Correct.
Did you yourself have a second detective acting as your second in your role as lead detective to help you with this case?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Who was your second?
Detective Aaron Campbell.
Who were the crime scene detectives that were assigned to this case?
Detectives David Alverson and Matthew Kirkpatrick.
And were there other detectives such as Detective Taylor Klein who also assisted in helping collect video footage that was relevant to your investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Even though there are other detectives with the homicide unit assisting you in doing different tasks, as the case detective, do they ultimately report detectives with the homicide unit assisting you in doing different tasks, as the case detective, do they ultimately report back to you their findings and brief you on any evidence that they collect that is relevant to your investigation?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
When did you respond to the Home to Suites on McKinley Drive?
A little after 6 a.m. on June 23rd, 2024.
When you arrived, had crime scene and the scene already been secured?
Yes.
Do you receive an initial briefing when you arrive?
Yes.
Who did you receive that from?
Sergeant Portman.
And is he one of the first responding supervisors that was on scene?
Correct.
Are there things that have already been done that you need to be briefed on before you start your role as the lead case detective?
Yes.
Are you briefed as to all of the observations of the first responding officers from the Tampa Police Department and any other responding law enforcement such as the University of South Florida?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Are you told and informed whether or not there were any eyewitnesses or witnesses that were with the victim at the time when the shooting occurs?
Yes, I was.
As the lead case detective, do you interview any of the witnesses, eyewitnesses, formally after you are notified that there are indeed such witnesses?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
When you arrived, was the victim's body still on scene?
It was, ma'am.
What were your initial observations of the crime scene?
I noticed that the crime scene was rather large. It spanned from the south end of Homes to Suites all the way north through the parking lot. It was a joining parking lot that Homes to Suites and Holiday Inn shared, and the victim's vehicle came to rest on the north end of that parking lot. Everything was taped off, and the officers were securing areas. Crime scene was getting ready to process, and then there were several witnesses on standby for me to interview.
And specifically, did you see the victim and the vehicle? Was he still in the vehicle when you responded to the scene?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
Was he the only victim that was deceased in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Was the victim tentatively identified at that point of the investigation?
Yes, he was.
What information did you learn about the victim's identity and his background?
I learned his name was Charles Jones. However, he went by the stage name of Julio Foolio, and I learned that he was from Jacksonville and that he had been in Tampa that weekend for a performance.
Were there other officers at the Tampa Police Department who, after the victim had been identified, started doing that initial background and research into the victim, Charles Jones?
Yes, correct.
Prior to this investigation, had you any knowledge or had you ever heard of Charles Jones or his nickname Julio Foolio?
No, ma'am.
Based on that information of where he was from, at some point during your investigation, did you make contact with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, specifically their gang unit?
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
Because it was the early information I got was that there was possible gang involvement, that Mr. Jones was a member of a gang in Jacksonville, so I thought it was pertinent to get up with the gang unit and get some intelligence from them.
Was there someone assigned at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office who was assigned to assist you specifically for this homicide investigation with any information that you may need out of Jacksonville concerning their gang unit?
Yes, ma'am. Detective Christopher Drabeck.
I want to talk to you just briefly about jurisdiction of this crime. Since the homicide occurred within the city limits of Tampa, does your agency, the Tampa Police Department, have jurisdiction to investigate the homicide?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
When you call upon other outside agencies to assist in the investigation, is that considered what law enforcement calls an assist of law enforcement agencies?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that something that Tampa Police Department does if there are crimes that occur in another jurisdiction, but evidence may be needed within the confines of the Tampa Police Department's jurisdiction?
Yes, ma'am, we would.
And so, for instance, the reverse, if there is evidence that is located in Jacksonville or in Georgia, would you need the assistance of the local law enforcement agencies in that area in order to obtain a search warrant and legally obtain evidence pertinent to this investigation?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Did that happen in this case?
Yes, it did.
But still, since this is the investigation, would you be a co-affiant and provide those law enforcement officers with information relevant to the investigation in order for search warrants to be obtained for this specific investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I want to ask you, do you, as the main case detective, even though you're not the crime scene detective, do you still do a walkthrough of the crime scene and make your own observations so that you have firsthand knowledge of the details of how this homicide occurred?
A general walkthrough, I would lay eyes on the entire scene. However, the detailed specifics would be up to the scene detectives.
Okay. Did you make observations of the victim and his location within the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe to the jury what you saw and what you took note of?
Yes, the decedent, I noted, was inside of the vehicle, and it appeared that he had, was laying over the center console with his torso and upper body in the back seat, and his feet still towards the front seat area, front passenger seat area.
In the vehicle that he was, did you do any sort of research or confirm who was the registered owner of that black Dodge Charger in which he was located?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And what was the results of that?
The vehicle was registered, the investigation revealed the vehicle was registered to Sandrika Mays, which was the victim's mother. However, it was the victim's primary daily driver.
I want to ask you about the walkthrough. I think that you briefly kind of described that it was a large area that was encompassed in this crime scene. Were there more than one hotel that was located in that strip where the home to suites was located?
Yes.
How many hotels was in that area?
In that specific corner, there's two, and they share a parking lot, Homestead Suites and Holiday Inn.
Is there also a La Quinta Inn that is just a little bit further down from that hotel, but again, sharing a common parking lot?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you make note of the different areas on the crime scene where there was relevant or evidence that was specifically marked by the crime scene investigators as relevant to this case?
Yes.
Were you also at some point notified that there was actual video footage, cameras that were located both at the home to suites as well as the Holiday Inn that covered the parking lot and surrounding areas of both of those hotels?
Yes.
Were you also notified that there was a Tesla vehicle that also had captured video footage of the crime itself?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk a little bit about the initial interviews. Based on your initial briefings as to the information obtained by first responding police officers, were you notified that there were any persons or eyewitness that traveled to Tampa with the victim?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do any of the interviews on scene at that location at the home to suites?
Yes, I did.
Who did you interview at that location?
Remaining at that scene when I got there were Armani Turner, her friend Miss Randolph, and Robert Howard.
When did you conduct those interviews?
Approximately within 30 minutes after getting there, I started with Armani Turner and then Miss Randolph and then Mr. Howard back to back.
And we're still on January 23rd of 2024 in the morning hours, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What time specifically, again, did you get on scene?
A little after 6 a.m., so approximately 6:20.
Okay. And you said that you interviewed Armani Turner, Miss Joa Randolph, and Robert Howard, is that correct?
Correct.
They all had remained on scene, is that correct?
Correct.
When you are interviewing witnesses, do you interview them together or you separate them?
Separate.
Why do you do that?
Just so we can make sure that we're getting their honest details and we're not mixing up the stories and they're not picking up details from each other.
Did you know the nature of Armani Turner's relationship with the victim, in this case, Charles Jones?
I learned it during the interview, yes.
Okay, and who is she and how does she know Charles Jones?
Miss Armani Turner was Charles Jones's girlfriend at the time.
And is all of these interviews, are they sworn? Do you put them under oath before you take their interviews, and do you record them?
Yes, ma'am.
Without going into the content of the interviews of Miss Turner, Miss Randolph, and Mr. Howard, after those interviews were done, did you determine or ascertain how many vehicles were with the victim and the victim's party?
Yes, we were able to determine that at the scene, 3 vehicles in total, the victim's vehicle and 2 vehicles we refer to as entourage vehicles, arrived to the scene prior to the homicide occurring.
On location, was there another vehicle associated with the victim's entourage that was on scene at that home to suites?
Yes, Miss Armani Turner's Hyundai Sonata.
Okay. And that was the gray Hyundai Sonata that was parked somewhat close to the Dodge Charger, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said that that was a vehicle later confirmed to belong to Armani Turner, is that correct?
Correct.
What was the third vehicle that was with the victims?
It was identified as a black Nissan Altima belonging to Tafa McRae.
Now, going back to your briefing from originally from the scene, were there other officers such as Officer Bernardo de Jesus who had responded prior to your arrival?
Yes.
And you said that there were other officers who had already done research on the victim, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said that you had determined or that you knew based on that background that he was from Jacksonville.
Correct.
Did you do any investigation yourself to determine why he was in Tampa that weekend?
Yeah, I learned from De Jesus, who was talking to Jacksonville, that Mr. Jones, that it was his birthday weekend and that he was in Tampa to celebrate his birthday. And in addition to that, he had a paid performance at Teasers Gentlemen's Club.
At some point during the course of your investigation, did you obtain the victim's Instagram records?
I did.
Prior to that, based on knowing the time frame when he was supposed to be in Tampa, did you yourself look up his Instagram records?
I did.
What was the result of you looking up his Instagram records?
So I went on his Instagram that same day, June 23rd, and on Instagram, it'll show you the stories, like the last 24 hours worth of stories. And the result was that there was 9 different posts that he had made within 24 hours, and it tells you how many hours ago they were, and I just documented what I observed in those posts.
And when we're talking about Instagram, do stories, is that something that permanently stays on somebody's Instagram account, or is that something that disappears after it runs for so long?
Yeah, the stories that I was referring to that I watched they only last 24 hours. So I took in order to preserve it, at least immediately, I took a screen recording because in 24 hours I knew that they would be gone.
So you yourself recorded, you played his story and recorded it, made a screen recording of that so that you could capture it, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is there anything that you can send to Instagram to try to preserve as much of the victim's Instagram account so that you will not lose it based on something disappearing or the company's, whatever their retention policy is regarding stored data?
Yes, ma'am. Specifically a preservation letter.
Did you do this in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And then later, as you previously testified, you then did subpoena the victim's Instagram records, is that correct?
I did a subpoena and eventually a search warrant, yes.
At this time, we would introduce into evidence States Exhibit 95A through D.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, you renew all previously made objections, correct?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, any objections, Mr. Sonardi?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Wise?
And I was just showing Mr. Gonzalez.
Okay, very good. And Mr. Petridis?
Do it all.
And Mr. Sonardi, you join in Mr. Gonzalez's objection as well?
Correct. We will join in on the objection.
Okay, same, thank you. Same ruling from the court, they'll be admitted.
Okay. Judge, we are going to publish States Exhibit 95A.
Okay.
Without playing it for a second, stop it, just 1 second, go back. Can you go back to the beginning? Detective, I'm going to ask you to look at your screen. This is 95A. Can you describe what is being shown on this particular, at the beginning screen?
Yes, so this is the face page to Mr. Jones's Instagram account.
Okay. And where we see Julio Foolio, is there also a profile picture that he has posted that shows up as his profile picture?
Yeah, in the top left there, black and white photo of a gentleman and a lady.
Okay. And does it also show, what is this, ESPN 98, and then it has an 8-ball and a heart next to it?
That would be just another kind of identifier they can put.
Speculation, opinion?
Overruled, as long as you know.
Yeah, just another account identifier that they can put in.
And anybody, any Instagram user, is that correct, can set up their Instagram profile the way that they deem appropriate, is that correct?
Correct.
This is how Charles Jones' Instagram profile appears, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Got me drinking, cuz. I don't need drink, cuz. Or. Appreciate everybody popping out for my birthday, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their song, put their song in there, man. Okay, everybody take that shit on 3, man. 1, 2, 3. Got my brother with me, done popped out for my birthday. Another time, it's double lit. Oh God, yeah. We can't do the fuck for my birthday, man. Everybody come like a spell.
Can you pause it for a second? Detective Ramos, you did this screenshot, is that correct? You're the one filming this?
Yes, ma'am.
And you see up in the top of this story that's being depicted, and it is the last segment of the story, it says Julio Foolio, and then it says 14-hour, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you are looking at Instagram, when you are viewing a post that is made, what does the 14-hour reflect?
That would reflect how long ago that post was made in comparison to the time I'm viewing it. So at the time I'm viewing it, this specific post is 14 hours old.
Okay. And so that, and you said that you were looking at it that day, is that correct, on June 23rd of 2024?
Correct.
So when we're looking at this segment, it is being posted on Charles Jones' Instagram 14 hours before you had viewed it. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think on the previous slides, there was a reference to 17 hours. And again, that portion of the Instagram story, that was 17 hours before that's being posted, before you are viewing it. So this is in reference to the viewer. Is that correct?
Correct.
And now when you were looking at this very last part of Charles Jones' Instagram story, did this particular photograph that is part of his Instagram story have a significance to your investigation?
Yes, it did. It was important because at the bottom of it, you can see the establishment that this party is at is labeled as Truth 18 with an address of 4819 East Bush Boulevard, Tampa, Florida. That was the location that the victim was at before he arrived to the homicide scene.
Okay, can you go ahead and finish playing it? Okay, and can you stop it and then put it on Elmo for me? So that is what you had very early on, is that correct? On June 23rd of 2024, early on in your investigation, you were able to view that on his Instagram story yourself.
Yes.
Later, you received from Instagram the actual records, is that correct, from Mr. Jones's account, not just what you yourself could view as a viewer, is that correct?
Correct.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 95, B1 through 12. And Detective Ramos, can you tell us what this is?
This was a post made from Mr. Jones's Instagram account advertising a pool party at an Airbnb.
Okay, and when is what is the timestamp of that? And I know that, again, we've talked a lot about UTC. Can you tell us what that means and what you have to do to get the actual time in Eastern Standard Time, what the time would be in Florida when this is being posted?
Yeah, so on this specific post, it says 1629:02 UTC. This was exactly a 4-hour difference from Eastern Standard Time. So this is saying 4:29 p.m. UTC. The actual time would be 12:29 p.m. in Tampa.
Okay, and what is the date?
This one's Friday the 21st.
Okay, and he's posting, what is he posting?
Sending out Airbnb address at 3, start at 4:30 to 5 until we done turning up. DM me or Foolio booking ESPN for Addy.
Okay, and this is 2 days before the 23rd, the homicide, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then the date and time of this posting,
This one is 7:11 UTC, which would be 3:11 a.m. on Saturday the 22nd, so Friday night going into Saturday morning.
okay, and what is it a posting? Can you tell us what that is?
This is a picture of a gentleman and a tag of tax-free 52K. So he's tagging a couple other Instagram accounts here, Kenny Cap and 8 Banks.
Okay. And then later in your investigation, did you know who the nickname Kenny K or Kenny Caps is for?
Yes, Robert Howard.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go to 95B4. When is this posted?
This one is Saturday the 22nd, 6:20 p.m. UTC, 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Okay, and then can you tell us what is the posting of?
Another party happening on Saturday, 5 to 6 o'clock, pool party at Folio Bookings, ESPN.
And this one is the day before the homicide?
Yes.
And then this, when is this posted?
This one's posted at 8:58 p.m. UTC, 4:58 Eastern Standard on the Saturday the 22nd.
Okay, again, the day before the homicide, and does it also have a tag location?
Yes, Tampa, Florida.
Now we're going into the day of the homicide. When is this posted? On June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, this is 3:07 a.m. UTC, would be 11:07 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturday the 22nd.
Okay. And do you recognize this from the story that you yourself were viewing on June 23rd of 2024 from the victim's Instagram page?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to go further down, and when you see this play, does this indicate that this is actually a video that's being posted on Charles Jones' Instagram page?
Correct.
And that looks like that matches up to the video that you yourself were able to record in his stories, Instagram stories.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, June 23rd, I know that this is small. Let me enlarge it a little bit for you. When is this being posted?
4:16 a.m. UTC, approximately 16 minutes after midnight on the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd.
And again, is this another video that the victim had posted to his account on 95B7?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, this is set from the Instagram record, states 95BA. When was this posted on the victim's Instagram account?
4:27 a.m. UTC would have been 27 minutes after midnight Eastern Standard on Sunday the 23rd.
And again, does this indicate it was another video by this pointer down at the bottom?
Correct.
And you see that at Miss Lee is on the header of the video.
Mizzle, yes.
Mizzle, I apologize.
You're good.
And again, do you recognize that as being one of the stories that you yourself screen recorded?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, 95B9. When was this posted on the victim's Instagram account?
5:34 a.m. UTC would have been 1:34 a.m. Eastern Standard on Sunday the 23rd.
Again, another Instagram video that the victim posted that you saw on his stories, Instagram stories,
Correct.
that mentioned the Airbnb.
Yes.
95B10, when was this video posted on the victim's Instagram?
5:41 a.m. UTC would have been 1:41 a.m. Sunday the 23rd.
And 95B10, that shows also him writing best birthday ever, appreciate everybody who pulled up, we turned out. Is that correct? Did you also recognize that from his Instagram stories?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And then 95B11, when was that posted?
This one was posted at 7:30 a.m. UTC, would have been 3:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, Sunday the 23rd.
And these are the timestamps that are being documented by the Instagram company itself, is that correct?
Correct.
When you're viewing it on your computer as a viewer, you were referring to 14 hours, 17 hours, is that correct? And these are actual timestamps that are provided by Instagram as to the actual date and time when the user, Mr. Jones, is posting it, is that correct?
That is correct, yes, ma'am.
And then states 95B12, when is this being posted on Charles Jones' Instagram?
This one's being posted 7:28 a.m. UTC, so it would be 3:28 a.m. Sunday the 23rd.
The night of the homicide before he's killed, is that correct?
Yes.
And again, this is the video, and do you recognize it as the video that you saw on his Instagram stories?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Had the victim advertised that he was coming to Tampa prior to his Instagram stories when he was actually in Tampa?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit 95C1. Yes, so you can see all of it. This was again from the victim, Charles Jones' official Instagram records. Is that correct?
Correct.
And this is States 95C1. Is this the advertisement of him coming to Teasers?
Yes, correct. On June 14th, 2024, Mr. Jones's account posted this flyer advertising the performance he would have at 97 North Nebraska Avenue, Tampa, Florida, Teasers.
And so this date down here, I think you already said it, June 14th of 2024 is when this actually was posted to Charles Jones' Instagram account. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's not only does it say that he will be at Teasers, does it actually give the address and location of where Teasers is located?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
And how much time before Charles Jones actually came down to Tampa, Florida, would that have been?
The 14th to 23rd, so approximately 2 weeks.
Is there another, I'm going to show you C12. Is that another posting on the victim's Instagram account?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And again, does it give the date and time of when he is going to be appearing at Teasers?
Yes, it does.
During the course of your investigation into this homicide back there on scene on June 23rd of 2024, did you learn that there were other victims that did not die in this case?
I did.
And who were those victims?
There were 3 other victims that sustained injuries during the shooting. They were Xavier Edwards, Gino Norris Jr., and Camilla Bentley.
Did you attempt to do an interview of Camilla Bentley?
I did.
Where was she located?
She was at Advent Health Hospital. Unfortunately, I was unable to interview her because by the time I got there, she had checked herself out against medical advice.
Had her parents already arrived and picked her up?
Yes, she was gone.
So you did not have the opportunity to take her interview, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Then did you go to the location, the hospital where Xavier Williams and Gino Norris were?
Xavier Edwards and Gino Norris, yes.
Where were they located at?
The Tampa General Hospital.
Were you able to conduct an interview with Gino Norris?
Yes, I was.
I'm going to show you what's been already introduced into evidence. States 25B. You recognize him?
Yes, that's Gino Norris.
And you said that you conducted an interview with him, is that correct?
Correct.
What type of injuries did Mr. Norris sustain?
He was suffering from a gunshot wound to his upper right arm.
Did you also attempt to take an interview of Xavier Edwards?
Yes, I tried to interview Mr. Edwards, but unfortunately he was in surgery at the time, and I was also unable to interview him.
Do you know what sort of injuries that Xavier Edwards sustained?
Yes, he also sustained a gunshot wound to his right upper arm. I believe it was several to his right upper arm and a grazing to his head as well.
Now, going back to Advent Hospital where Camilla Bentley was located, at some point during the course of your investigation, were you made aware that she had been taken to that hospital by a witness by the name of Tafa McCray?
Yes,
Did you make contact with Tafa McCray?
I did.
When did you make contact with Mr. McCray?
The morning of the 23rd, it would have been after I left the scene, so approximately 8 or 9 in the morning.
And was Mr. McCray, was he cooperative in your investigation?
He was.
Did you learn that the vehicle that Mr. McCray was in and Camilla Bentley and Alicia Albritton was at another location other than the hospital?
Yes, correct.
Where was it located at?
It was located 1 block north of Advent Hospital, as a residential neighborhood, very first block north of the hospital.
Okay. Did you ever respond to that apartment complex on Gates Drive?
I did.
I'm going to show you again what's already in evidence, and this was a vehicle that was represented to you that Tafa McCray and Camilla Bentley and Alicia, I'm sorry, I keep saying Alicia.
Aaliyah.
Miss Aaliyah Albritton was located in. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you 29A. What is that of?
That is a picture of Tampa McCray's Nissan Altima in the center there.
And did it have damage to this vehicle?
Yes, collision damage there on the driver's side front bumper.
And is it Tafa McCray who ultimately led you, as well as other officers from the Tampa Police Department, to the location of where this vehicle was?
Yes.
And this apartment complex on Gates Drive, how close was that to Advent Hospital where Camilla Bentley had been taken?
Just 1 block north.
And I know that Alicia, I keep saying Alicia, I apologize.
No, that's okay.
I know that Aaliyah Albritton was not at Advent Hospital, is that correct?
That is correct.
Were you able to ever interview Aaliyah Albritton while she was in Tampa that weekend?
No.
At some point during the course of your investigation, did you make contact with Aaliyah Albritton?
I did.
How did you do that?
I identified a number for her and called her and spoke to her over the phone.
Okay, and without going into the content of your conversation, was she willing and cooperative and able to answer questions about what occurred in Tampa and what she did and what she saw while she was here?
Yes.
Did you also note that there was gunshot damage to the black Nissan Altima that Camilla Bentley had been in?
Yes.
I'm going to show you 29D and what is located in 29D.
This is the rear window of Tafa McCray's Nissan Altima, depicting 2 apparent gunshot strikes to the rear window.
And because this was involved in the homicide, and there was damage, and there was also the victim, Camilla Bentley, that was located in it, did you have crime scene investigators respond to this location to document, take photographs, and collect evidence from Tafa McCrae's black Nissan Altima?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 29R. Again, his address being redacted, but was this the registration showing that the car belonged to Tafa McCrae?
This is actually a W-2, however.
Oh, I apologize,
It does
you're right.
have Mr. McRae's name on it. It was found in the vehicle.
Another document showing that this vehicle was his and in his possession. His items were located within the vehicle.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct?
Correct.
During the course of the Nissan Altima being processed and collected, was there a firearm that was recovered from the Nissan Altima?
2 firearms.
2 firearms. And were they collected and processed?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there any indication that anyone from the victim's party, the victim's entourage, that any of them had fired any weapons during the course of this incident?
At this point, I'd view the video. There was no evidence that anyone on the victim's side used guns or fired back at the assailants.
And as the case detective, do you decide or make decisions which items would be sent off to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for testing, for ballistic analysis, and are there requirements from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for what items can be sent off for analysis?
Yes, ma'am.
And if there are no indications that a firearm has been fired, would the Florida Department of Law Enforcement test those items?
No, they wouldn't.
And when we say that there were 2 firearms located in the black Nissan Altima, what type of guns were they?
There were 2 pistols.
So they were not assault rifles, is that correct?
No, they weren't.
And you were aware of the 9mm shell casings that were collected from the crime scene, is that correct?
Correct.
And how many total shell casings, 9mm, not from the assault rifles, but 9mm shell casings were left on scene?
We recovered 31 9mm shell casings at the scene.
And you said that you were made aware of and notified of the video footage obtained from Home to Suites and the Tesla, is that correct?
That is correct.
Did you watch that video?
I did.
Approximately how many times during the course of this investigation did you watch and study that video?
Countless.
And in watching that video, could you determine where the firearm, the person holding the handgun, the pistol, not the assault rifles, where that person was when he was firing that gun?
Yes.
Your Honor, that's evidence.
Overruled, go ahead.
Yes.
And so pertinent to your investigation and what items of firearms to submit to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Office for testing is knowing what type of ballistics are left behind at the scene. Is that part of your decision-making process and part of the protocol at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement when submitting items to be tested?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And based on viewing the video and the collection of evidence from crime scene, could you see the general location of where the person, the only person holding a pistol, a handgun, where that person was firing?
Yes.
Did crime scene specifically locate shell casings in that general vicinity that were consistent with being fired from a handgun?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And all of those were accounted for, I think you said 31, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were 30 of those 9mm shell casings, were they turned over to alcohol, tobacco, and firearms?
Yes, ma'am, they were.
Why was that?
The ATF has the best DNA collection, so it's very difficult to recover DNA on casings, and they have the most modern technology. So we specifically collected the 30 casings for the ATF to use that technology in order to try to extract DNA from it.
Okay. And when you are looking at a crime scene and items to submit for DNA testing, for ballistic analysis, do you review all of the items collected from the home to suites, from all the crime scene investigation, all the photographs that they take photographs of, as well as all of the physical items of evidence, including any swabbings for DNA. Did you take a look at all of those items to see whether or not there are any indications or any reason to submit those items for testing?
I would, yes.
Were there any items based on the evidence that was collected and viewing the video evidence, were there any other items that the shooters left behind on that scene that you could review or that was possibly collected from crime scene that you could submit for testing for identification purposes?
No.
So those 9mm shell casings were submitted to ATF to give you, I'm sorry, what did you say, for DNA testing?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think you said, did you say that that could possibly be the best chance of getting DNA evidence off the shell casings?
Correct.
Okay. Was one of those shell casings, the 9mm of the 31, was one of them saved to be used for ballistic analysis in this case, in case there were additional shell casings found at a different scene, or a firearm that was eventually found so that it could be compared and analyzed to our shell casings that were found here in Tampa?
Yes.
And did you submit that one shell casing that was collected with the group of 31 to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for testing and analysis to other shell casings that were later collected as part of the investigation in this case?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Now, I've asked you about the home to suites video. You said that you have looked at it and studied it numerous times. Is that correct?
Yes.
When you responded to the home to suites on June 23rd of 2024, were you made aware of that video footage as early as that in the investigation, June 23rd of 2024?
Yes.
Did you watch that video on scene?
Yes, I did.
How many times did you watch it on scene?
Approximately a dozen times.
Were you also apprised or notified of the Tesla video?
Yes.
Did you also watch that on scene?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Based on reviewing that video footage as well as the video footage from home to suites, could you determine, or did you, what were, if any, vehicles that were relevant to your investigation?
Yeah, from the combination of the home to suite footage and the Tesla footage, we were able to identify two suspect vehicles that arrived in short proximity to each other, and three shooters that got out of one of the suspect vehicles.
Now, you said that there were two suspect vehicles that you said were important to your investigation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Early on, were you able to identify the make and model of those vehicles?
Yes, we were able to get enough of an image where we can make a model and color out.
And did you actually utilize the assistance of Detective Skull in helping you identify make and model of one of the suspect vehicles?
Yes.
And was he able to provide you with assistance as to the make and model of one of those vehicles?
Yes.
And why did you go to Detective Skull?
Just multiple detectives helping out in the case, so he was helping me with the vehicle search. We wanted to conduct a license plate reader search, and he was helping with that.
And in order to do that, do you have to narrow down as best you can make, model, and year of the potential vehicle?
Yeah, the more accurate information, year, make and model, that'll help narrow down the amount of results you're going to get back in a search like that.
And early on, just from viewing the video footage from home to suites, what did you narrow it down to the possible two suspect vehicles? What information did you utilize in trying to then locate license plate for each one of those vehicles?
So based off the description, we were able to narrow down an approximate year range, because basically all vehicles are made in year increments. So we were able to narrow down the Impala to being a roughly early 2000s, between 2005 to 2012, black Chevy Impala LTZ. And then the silver Chevy Cruze, we were able to narrow down, was a late 2000s, approximately 2000 teens silver Chevy Cruze.
And when we're narrowing it down even to a range of years, is that because auto manufacturers, that people that make the car, change body styles over a span of time?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
When you had that information, how did you go about trying to identify the license plate and the potential registered owner of the vehicle?
What I did was I asked the civilian analysts, anybody who who could help or who had access to these license plate reader databases. We basically conducted a very large and intense license plate reader search, having the input of the year, make, model, range to try to identify any vehicles that would fit coming from Jacksonville or coming to Tampa during this time frame.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, what kind of parameters that you put in. And so when you are putting in parameters to try to possibly locate the specific vehicles, you said that you were utilizing the location, is that correct? A vehicle traveling from Jacksonville to Tampa, is that correct?
Location, date, and time, yes.
And based on doing that, were you able to narrow it down and find vehicles that fit that description?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to ask you a little bit about license plate reader recognition and that technology behind that.
Sure.
So can you tell the jury about license plate reader and recognition and the databases and the different companies that store that type of information?
Yes. So basically, jurisdictions all over the state of Florida, cities, counties, and the state of Florida itself, they maintain cameras throughout all the roadways, local roads, highways, and these cameras are constantly scanning license plate numbers. And law enforcement has access through several platforms, the companies that service the jurisdictions. Mainly in this case, we use 3 companies, Vigilant, Recor, and Flock. They gave us almost all of our hits. And as law enforcement, we have access to those databases, and we would search on those databases to see if a certain license plate hit and where, date and time, location that it hit.
And depending on where the vehicle may be, there are different companies that encompass different areas. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think you mentioned 3 companies that are utilizing license plate readers in Florida.
Correct.
In fact, there are license plate readers and companies all over the U.S. that have this kind of technology and store this kind of data. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And specifically going to Florida, I want to ask you, these license plate readers, what kind of buildings, structures, or even cars and mobile capability, where are the placement of these license plate readers?
They're mainly on poles on the side of the road. However, the Vigilant has some of the cameras mounted on tow trucks. So as these tow trucks drive through parking lots, the camera is actually scanning vehicles that are in parking lots or on residential or in driveways, stuff like that.
And that's when it's on a mobile device, is that correct?
Correct.
When it is on a stationary, whether it's on a pole or a building or covering an interstate on something that is physically a structure, anytime that scanner recognizes a license plate, does it take a photograph of the license plate?
It does.
And what other information does that license plate reader, what does it record and document?
It's going to document the jurisdiction that maintains the camera, the date and time that the image was captured, the vehicle was passing by there, GPS coordinates, and sometimes it gives you an approximate make or model or color of the vehicle.
And when it's taking a photograph of the license, obviously depending on how quickly or how fast that vehicle is moving as it's going back and forth or as it is traversing the scanner, the camera of the license plate reader, that can affect the image that is captured. Is that correct?
Correct.
Sometimes the image may be blurry.
Blurry or partial.
Or sometimes the image is very clear. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you said all of this gets uploaded into a database.
Yes, ma'am.
And then are you, as law enforcement, are you able to search, once you identify a tag, are you able to search this system, this database for that tag?
Yeah, I myself have access to the accounts along with other detectives and the analysts, yes.
Okay. And it will bring up to you every hit where that car has gone by or that license tag has gone by, is that correct?
Correct.
And actually been scanned?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you said that you were, based on the make and the model and the year, you were able to significantly narrow it down, and also based on potential travel.
Correct.
And did you limit down and actually determine the tag of the black Chevy Impala?
I did.
And who does the black Chevy Impala that is depicted at the homicide location, who's the registered owner for the black Chevy Impala?
Defendant Sean Gathrights' mother, Damali Lyle.
And what is the tag for that?
68DLWD.
And there were other members of the Tampa Police Department that actually made contact at some point during the investigation with Damali Lyle, is that correct?
Yeah, Detective Dave Alverson spoke to Damali Lyle, yes.
And you said that she was the registered owner of the black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
Where does Damali Lyle, where does she reside?
13751 Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
And then what about the silver Chevy Cruze? Were you able to determine who was the registered owner of the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
And who was the registered owner?
Jasmine and Glennon.
And did you yourself conduct an interview with Jasmine Glennon?
I did.
Again, without going into the substance of that interview, was there a relationship with Jasmine Glennon to any of the defendants in this case?
Yes, she was related to Defendant Rashad Murphy.
Okay. And do you know the nature of that relationship?
She has a child in common with Defendant Rashad Murphy's brother, Shaheem Murphy.
Okay. And do you also know whether or not Rashad Murphy is also related to Davion Murphy, another defendant in this case?
Yes,
And what is the nature of their relationship?
they're cousins.
Where does Jasmine Glennon reside?
In Jacksonville as well.
After you determined what the license plate was and the registered owner, then did you do a search of both of those license plate readers for that time period, including June 23rd and the time span days before when those two vehicles may have traveled to Tampa from Jacksonville?
Correct.
And when did you determine that those two vehicles were traveling to Tampa based on that search of license plate readers?
The two vehicles came down from Jacksonville on Saturday, the 22nd, together approximately 4:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They left Jacksonville, and then they arrived into Tampa approximately 7:50-ish.
And sir, did you, based on searching for both those vehicles, were there points in time where both of those vehicles appeared to be traveling in tandem?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we are going to introduce into evidence states 46A through C.
Okay, any objection, Mr. Gonzalez?
No, can I just take a look briefly?
Sure. Let's do this. It's 3:38. Let's just take a quick 10-minute afternoon break, okay? Then we'll come back.
All right.
These are the ones you have seen.
Counsel's present, state's present, and the Detective Ramos is back on the witness stand.
Michelle,
Yes.
Okay.
let me, get out of your way.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, your thing's. Probably, to be honest. I thought I could go faster, but. Did you guys give me back my maps?
Very good, welcome back. Everyone have a seat, and you may continue, Ms. Doherty.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Ramos, before going into the license plate readers, when did you obtain the corresponding information during the course of your investigation of the license plate readers?
June 25th, 2024.
So a couple of days after the case occurred, is that correct?
Yeah, we searched for a couple of days before we finally identified the two suspect vehicles.
Prior to that, I know that I had specifically asked you whether or not there was somebody assigned in Jacksonville to assist you in this investigation. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you had said that that was the Christopher Drabeck with the gang unit with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And back on June 23rd of 2024, did you make contact with Detective Drabeck starting to investigate possible connections to Jacksonville and Jacksonville gangs?
Yes.
And without going into the content of that conversation, did you get information from him pertinent to this investigation?
I did.
And you had that information before finding the registered owners of the vehicles, is that correct?
Correct.
And Judge, I introduced states 46A through C. I think you were asking defense if they had any objections?
Yes, any objection, Mr. Gonzalez?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Sonardi?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wise?
No, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Petridis? Okay, it's admitted.
State also introduces State Exhibit, Composite Exhibit 80, States Exhibit 81, and States Exhibit 82.
Any objection to 80, 81, or 82, Mr. Gonzalez?
No, I said, oh, yeah,
No
46A.
objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Sonardi?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Wise? Mr. Petridis? They're all admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, I am going to show you 46A, and I am going to enlarge it so that everybody can see it. And first of all, I want to ask you, I'm going to go to the right of the photograph. What is being depicted in this photograph?
This is the silver Chevy Cruze being depicted in the top right there.
Okay. And this 308 NRI, that is the tag owner belonging to Jasmine Glennon, is that correct?
Correct.
And the license plate that is on the silver Chevy Cruze.
Correct.
Were there any sort of uniqueness to the silver Chevy Cruze that you found when examining the video footage from Home to Suites?
Yes, we were able to observe visible damage on the rear passenger side of the silver Chevy Cruze.
And was that rear passenger damage when that silver Chevy Cruze was eventually located by law enforcement agencies, was that confirmed to be on the silver Chevy Cruze that was owned by Jasmine Glennon?
Yes, correct.
And we've talked about license plate readers. Is this example of, is this a photo taken and captured by a license plate reader?
Correct.
And I'm going to enlarge it a little bit. And can you tell me, there's a heading called Capture Details, is that correct?
Correct.
And is that too blurry, or do I need to?
No, I can see it.
Okay. Can you tell us what is the information reflected of when this particular photo of the silver Chevy Cruze was license plate 308 NRI on States Exhibit 46A? What do we know about when this photograph was taken?
The information on the bottom there would have the plate numbers, the system name. This was at Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms, and the capture time, June 22nd, 7:46 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then the name of the camera.
And this is just one of the examples to show one of the license plate readers that you had utilized. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's just one of the hits of the many we found.
Okay. And so then I'm going to go over to this map. And again, can you tell us what is being depicted on this map on States Exhibit 46A? And again, if you need me to enlarge it, let me know.
Yes, so this is a list of all of the hits that we found applicable, actually, not all of them, most of them, that we found applicable from during our time frame of the murder.
Okay. And when you have, so you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, are those all separate locations where that license plate for the tag to the silver Chevy Cruze was detected by license plate reader?
Correct. The letters are chronological order, and what we're showing in this demonstrative is the travel from, starting with A from Jacksonville down to Tampa and back to Jacksonville.
Okay. And I know that there, and what I'm going to do is have you stand up. I know that there is a larger diagram behind you so that all the jury can see. Sure. Can you go down starting from A and point out the locations and give us the date and time and the address, the location of where this silver Chevy Cruze license plate is showing up in its pathway of travel from Jacksonville to Tampa?
Sure. So starting with A, this is Friday night, the 21st at 7:58 p.m. And we can see that it's in Jacksonville still on Friday night. Going into the early hour mornings of Saturday the 22nd at 6:01, CR 329 Highway 41. That's still in the general north area.
And Detective, so I could stop you.
Sure.
You designated the letter. Is there a corresponding letter that actually shows the location on the map?
Correct.
And so you just gave us A, and that is showing it's still in Jacksonville. Is that correct?
Correct. And then as we get into the evening of Saturday 22nd, 1809, which is 6:09 p.m., and then 1947, we see C and D. So by Saturday.
And I want to stop you because I think
Sure.
B is, so we have blue coming down, and I know that one is covered up by C. Can you tell us what letter that is?
That one's B.
Okay, so we have B there that you can't really see, but it's covered up by C, but that's the path of travel for B. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then C is right there?
Yes.
Okay, and did you already give us the time and location for C?
Correct.
Okay, and then where's the next one, D, which is now down here in Tampa?
Correct. Yeah, D's right here, D and E, and by this point, the vehicle is in the Tampa area, and we can see those hits here.
Yeah, can you, just for the record, so the record is clear, when it is D, what is the time, date, and location?
7:47 p.m., Bruce V. Downs and Tampa Palms Boulevard on Saturday the 22nd.
Okay, and then go to E.
Yes, so E, this is the early morning hours of Sunday the 23rd, 3:42 a.m. The vehicle is hitting off a license plate reader at Hillsboro and North 15th here in the Tampa Bay area.
Okay, and after reviewing the Home to Suites video footage from the homicide scene and doing the calculation for the correct time, where are we now in relation to when the homicide occurs in Tampa?
This is approximately 1 hour before the homicide, hitting off Hillsboro 15th.
Okay, and then go to F.
This is Sunday the 23rd at 6:02 p.m. We're now back north of Gainesville on the way back to Jacksonville.
And this is after, of course, the homicide occurred, correct?
Correct.
And then G, back here, what is the location and address and time of when the silver Chevy Cruze is hitting off a license plate reader reflected in G?
6:41 p.m. on Sunday the 23rd, hitting at Lane Avenue and Manitowoc Avenue back in the Jacksonville area.
And did you do the same thing for the black Chevy Impala?
Correct.
And again, you gave us the license plate as 68DLWD, is that correct?
Correct.
And this is the one that came back to the registered owner of defendant Sean Gathright's mother?
Correct.
I'm going to show you 46B. And again, going over to the right of the exhibit 46B, what is being shown in 46B in the photograph?
So the top left there is a picture of the suspect black Chevy Impala.
Okay. And here, is that the capture of the license plate?
Correct.
And again, sometimes those images, depending on how quickly or how fast the vehicle is moving, they can be blurry.
Correct.
And what is reflected in the license plate detection details regarding time, date, and location? And let me enlarge it for you. Go ahead.
So this is just one of the hits, and it has the license plate, and then you'll have the capture time and date. Specifically, this one's at 7:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at June 22nd, 2024. The agency that maintains the camera is Hillsboro County, and it has some GPS coordinates to it at the bottom right there.
And then we're gonna go back to the left side of State's Exhibit 46B, the map and the corresponding locations of when the license plate readers are picking up the black Chevy Impala's license plate. Again, can we start with A, where is that location at?
So A, the 6/22/5:05 p.m., that's gonna be up there, the dot closest to Jacksonville. So at 5:05 p.m. on the 22nd, it's in the Jacksonville area. And then B is gonna be the next dot down, just south of Gainesville there, correct? At 6:09 p.m. And then C and D are the two dots, right into the Tampa area there.
Okay. At some point, do you do a larger search and then try to locate and isolate when the two vehicles appear to be traveling in tandem, close in time to one another?
Correct.
And when we say that, we mean that they are hitting the same license plate reader in a relatively very short period of time. Is that correct?
Within a minute of each other, they're hitting at the same readers, yes.
I'm going to show you 46C, and then again, did you do a same mapping and diagram of when both vehicles are traveling, including when they're traveling in tandem for a longer period of time?
Correct.
Sorry, and I know it's kind of small. I think I'm going to enlarge it and then just go up and down. Okay, starting at the top, can you, again, what is we now have A through J. What are these locations? Are they for the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yeah, so when we first capture them traveling in tandem is actually this E622-1809 Highway 326 Gainesville Road, and that's going to be south of Jacksonville, in between, in this area right here, these dots, just south of Gainesville.
When the vehicles appear to be traveling down from Jacksonville to Tampa, is that correct?
Correct. We see the blue and red dot here. That's signifying that both of those vehicles hit within 1 minute apart from that same plate reader.
Okay, and what is the time? Let's start with E, and then I'm going to go down to where it corresponds on the black Chevy Impala.
So on the Cruze, it's 1809 hours, just off of Gainesville, and on the Impala, it's also 1809 hours just off of Gainesville.
And then what is the next point in time where they appear to be traveling close in time together?
The very next time we see them close in time together is at 7:45 p.m. at Bruce B. Downs and Tampa Palms Boulevard on Saturday the 22nd. And those are some dots here off near Tampa, but they hit, the Chevy Impala hits at 7:45 and the Cruze hits at 7:47.
So within 2 minutes.
Correct.
And they are going off of the exact same license plate reader.
Correct.
Okay, and when is the third time when they appear to be, and again, I know in the first map that we showed, we did not show the black Chevy Impala in Tampa. And this particular mapping, we do actually have it hitting off a license plate reader in Tampa at the same time, close in time, within 2 minutes as the silver Chevy Cruze. Is that correct?
Correct. On June 23rd, so at approximately 3:41 a.m., the Black Impala hits at Hillsboro and 15th, and at 3:42, that same plate reader, the silver Cruze, hits.
And
So
again, I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to
That's 1
interrupt.
hour before the murder, both cars hit in Tampa. Yes.
And that's exactly what I was going to ask you, the time reference to the homicide. And then if you can, generally the location, that Hillsboro Ave location, how far is that from the home to suites located on McKinley?
Approximately a couple miles.
And then the ones highlighted in yellow are when they are hitting in tandem, is that correct? Or
Correct.
close in time?
Correct.
The other locations just show different areas where they are hitting, is that correct?
Correct. So for the Black Impala, E through J, post-murder, the Black Impala went towards Polk County, not Jacksonville.
And that becomes relevant in your investigation, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You can go ahead and sit down. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions about
Sure.
some of these license plate readers. I'm going to go to State's Exhibit 82. And these are from Recor. Was that one of the companies that has license plate readers in Tampa?
Correct.
I'm going to show you first on pay, for State Exhibit 80.
80 or 82?
It's 80, Judge, I believe. Nope, you're right, it's 82. I apologize. State's Exhibit 80, the first page. Can you tell us, is this the image
Okay,
of-
so is it 80 or 82? Because you said State's Exhibit 82, but then you
It's
called.
82.
Okay, it's 82. You keep saying 80. Okay,
I apologize.
82.
82, Judge.
Thank you.
Going to 82, Detective Ramos. Can you tell us, starting at the top image, what is being reflected by plate, vehicle, and details?
Yeah, so just a correction. The silver Cruze plate is 30B, as in boy. In order to capture all of the captures, we had to play with B and 8 to make sure that we caught all of the hits on it. So as you can see here, even though the search just says 308, we can see from the photo it's 30B NRI. So these are hits for the suspect silver Cruze.
Okay. And the three, just so we're clear, 30B NRI, that is the registered owner, is that correct, that you have already described?
Jasmine Glennon's silver Chevy Cruze, correct.
Thank you for the clarification. And then can you tell us again, so there's a close-up of, Recor does a close-up of the license plate if it's captured, as well as a further shot of the vehicle, and then it gives the detail, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, then can we start at the top for, again, 30B, the license plate belonging to Jasmine Glennon and the silver Chevy Cruze, when that is captured on the first image on top?
So that one's captured at 3:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, June 23rd at Hillsboro and 15th.
Okay. And we have the actual image of the vehicle as it's passing the license plate reader, is that correct?
Correct.
And then to the left is a close-up of, or an enlarged view of the actual license plate from the photograph, is that correct?
Correct.
And we've already done the top one that is hitting off Hillsboro and 15th. And then the second image,
That one's 2:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, June 23rd, also off of the same plate reader at Hillsboro and 15th.
okay. And then the bottom,
This one is Saturday, June 22nd, 7:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms.
and in this case, you have a clearer picture of the vehicle itself, but the license plate is more blurry, is that correct?
Correct.
And then the second page of this exhibit, is that just an enlarged photograph provided by the company to show that, again, that Bruce B. Downs location, June 22nd, 7:46, is that correct?
Correct.
And again, State's Exhibit 82, the June 22nd, it's not showing up, 7:45 p.m., where is it at?
Also at Bruce B. Downs in Tampa Palms. And this is the Black Impala,
Okay. And again, you can see the license plate over there,
68DLWD, yes ma'am.
again, showing it in Tampa, Florida, during this time period, June 22nd, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Correct.
And then what license plate is here, June 23rd, 2024.
This is the silver Cruze, again at Hillsboro and 15th at 2:38 a.m.
Okay, this showing the photograph and then an enlargement of the license plate itself.
Correct.
And again, even though it says 308 NRI, it is 30B NRI, is that correct?
Correct.
Then going to State Exhibit 80, the flock cameras. Again, just to show an example of the flock cameras. Again, this is the black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
And this is the way flock cameras or license plate detail records appear, is that correct?
Correct.
Gives a photograph tag and then a map location,
Correct.
and then provides the details underneath.
Correct.
And where is the black Chevy Impala's license plate hitting off of at this at June 22nd at 9:51 p.m. UTC time?
So this one's actually at 5:05 p.m. Is the local for Eastern. So 9:05 UTC, 5:05 p.m. And this is in at CR 301 and CR 225 Lottie southbound. So it's just south of Jacksonville on its way down.
On its way down path of travel. And this one reflects both UTC as
And-
well as standard Eastern time, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Correct.
just a little bit different, but same type of information that is being reflected, is that correct?
Correct.
And again, flock camera, black Chevy Impala license plate photograph of the car, is that correct?
Correct.
And what is the location and time frame when this is hitting off this license plate reader?
So Eastern Standard Time is 7:39 p.m. and this one's just outside north of Tampa.
So by this time, the vehicle is already in Tampa, is that correct?
Correct.
Different companies, but they reflect and record the similar detail information.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I believe you also said Vigilant Cameras provided some of the license plate readers.
Correct.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 81. And at some point during the course of your investigation, did a BMW with the license 53EDYN play a role in your investigation?
Yes.
Who did you identify the tag 53EDYN belonging to?
This vehicle is registered to defendant Isaiah Chance.
And during, while searching vehicle detection, license plate reader information, at some point, did Isaiah Chance become a suspect or a person of interest in your investigation?
Yes.
And early on in your investigation, did you try to make connections between the different suspects that are involved in this particular case?
Yes.
I'm going to show you, again, going to States 81. This is a license plate reader for a vehicle, BMW, where the defendant, Isaiah Chance, is the registered owner. Is that correct?
Correct.
And, sorry, I just want to make sure, Vigilant, the records provided by Vigilant, again, same information, just appears a little bit different, correct?
Correct.
And so what is being shown in the image, the photograph in the right-hand side of the picture, of the document?
That's Isaiah Chance's BMW.
And it also provides mapping, is that correct? Corresponding mapping as well as date and time information.
Correct.
And what is the date and time where the BMW is being reflected on this license plate reader?
So this is May 28, 2024, approximately 1 month before the homicide.
Okay, and the significance to this investigation, what address is this license plate reader picking up the BMW at this time?
So what was significant to us in this hit was the Victoria Lakes Drive address. This is Sean Gathrights address in Jacksonville. So Isaiah Chance's car photographed outside of Sean Gathrights' house.
So is this the beginning of the, early on in the investigation where you're able to place one of the defendant's vehicles in another suspect's driveway?
Correct.
And again, is this another hit for that same BMW?
Yes,
And what is the time and location where it is again at the same address, Victoria Lakes Drive, the address of Sean Gathright?
3:39 a.m. on May 28th.
And did you check for and get all of the hits of when it was at that location?
Yes.
Okay, and when is it reflected here?
9:35 p.m. May 1st.
Same license plate BMW belonging to Isaiah Chance?
Correct.
And in this one,
9:28 p.m. on April 22nd, 2024.
same address, same location, SeanGathright's residence?
Correct.
And here?
This one's February 29th, 2024 at 9:16 p.m.
Same address?
Yes.
And here?
Again, February 29th, 2024, 9:16 p.m.
And here?
January 19th, 2024 at 12:43 p.m.
And this is a daylight image, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
In this image, can you clearly see the color and that it is a BMW?
Correct.
And there's a good clear picture of the tag?
Correct.
And, I'm sorry, same address?
Yes, Victoria Lakes Drive, Jacksonville, Florida.
And this part of the document?
December 13th, 2023 at 10:31 p.m. Same BMW at the same address.
And here?
This is the silver Chevy Cruze on Saturday the 22nd at 6:01 p.m.
Also provided by this particular company, is that correct?
Yes, this is was with the Vigilant batch.
And where is it and what is the date and time reflected?
So this is on the way down from Jacksonville, Saturday the 22nd, 2024 at 6:01 p.m. and it's at Highway 329 and U.S. Highway 441 in Citra, Florida.
And this was one of the addresses that you provided on that mapping, is that correct?
Correct.
And then, again, of the silver Chevy Cruze, where is it, and the date and time?
Yeah, this is just a few minutes later, another camera further south from the last one, 6:09 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturday, June 22nd.
Now we're going to the black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Yeah, off that same camera, the Black Impala also at 6:09 p.m. on Saturday, 22nd.
So depending on the area and the region of the Chevy, of the license plate reader, that is dependent on what company is capturing it, is that correct?
Yeah, it just depends on what the agencies in that area are using.
And again, another Vigilant.
Yes, so this one's out of Polk, post-murder, June 25th at 4 p.m., the Black Impala.
At some point, after you had determined the make, model, and the registered owner of each vehicle, what did you do with that information?
So since we identified them as our suspect vehicles that were present at our homicide scene, what I did was I put them into the state and national database as felony wanted vehicles so that if any law enforcement officer ran that tag, they would be notified that those vehicles were wanted in relation to our murder.
And during the course of your investigation, did you get alerted as to when those vehicles were located?
Yes.
Let's first start talking about the black Chevy Impala. Now, we had just seen a license plate reader that showed it in Polk County, is that correct?
Right.
At some point during the course of your investigation, are you notified by law enforcement authorities, the Polk County Sheriff's Office, that they have seen that vehicle?
Yes.
When did that occur?
That occurred in the morning of June 26, 2024.
And based on that, did you have other members of the Tampa Police Department respond to that location in Polk County?
Yes, Detectives David Alverson and Matthew Kirkpatrick went to Polk for the recovery of the suspect Impala.
And was that black Chevy Impala, was that located and impounded as part of the investigation in this case?
Yes, it was.
Where was it located at?
It was located at defendant Sean Gaithright's grandmother's house.
Is that Lorna Allen, is that correct?
Correct.
And again, did other members, detectives, Detective Alverson and Kirkpatrick, meet with Lorna Allen in relation to this investigation?
Yes, they did.
And based on that, was there video footage obtained of when that car arrived?
Yes, there was.
You also said that there was a BOLO, an alert put out for the silver Chevy Cruze, is that correct?
Correct.
When did you do that?
That was done in the evening of June 25th, and then ultimately in the morning of June 26th was when it was captured.
You said June 26th?
Yes.
And where was that captured?
That was captured in Gwinnett County in Georgia.
And after you were notified by Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, did you yourself respond out to Georgia to make contact with the person found in the silver Chevy Cruze?
Correct.
And when did you arrive in Georgia?
Approximately the afternoon of the 26th, June 26, 2024, so between 2 and 5 p.m.
So we're now 3 days outside of the homicide occurring, is that correct?
Correct.
And where specifically did you respond to?
The Gwinnett County Police Department headquarters.
Okay. They are the ones that located the silver Chevy Cruze, is that correct?
That is correct.
And they assist you in impounding the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, correct.
Were there photographs that were then taken of the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
And was that damage that you had noted from the video footage from the home to suites, did you yourself confirm that that damage did exist and was apparent on the silver Chevy Cruze belonging to Jasmine Glennon that was impounded and located in Gwinnett County, Georgia?
Correct.
Did you at some point also make contact with the person that was taken into custody who had been driving the silver Chevy Cruze 3 days after the homicide occurred?
Yes.
Is that person, is he present in the courtroom today?
Yes, he is.
Can you please point to him and describe for the judge what he's wearing?
Yes, he's the gentleman wearing the black suit with the black shirt and black tie that I'm pointing at right now.
Your Honor, may the record reflect he's identified the defendant, Rashad Murphy?
Okay, the record shall so reflect.
How long were you with Mr. Murphy in Georgia?
Approximately 10, 20 minutes.
As part of this investigation, it was very early on in the investigation, is that correct?
Correct.
That was the silver Chevy Cruze that was utilized as part of the, in this homicide, is that correct, that was captured on the Home to Suites video?
Yes.
At that point in time, on June 23rd of 2026, was Rashad Murphy arrested in this case pursuant to the homicide?
No, he was not.
Now, going back to the black Chevy Impala that was located in the Polk County Sheriff's Office, after members from your homicide unit responded to that location and found the black Chevy Impala, was there information that was provided to you pursuant to their investigation after the black Chevy Impala had been captured and video footage from that address reviewed concerning another vehicle?
Yeah, we learned that defendant Sean Gathright left his grandmother's house in a gold Toyota 4Runner after leaving the Black Impala there.
So Sean Gathright was not located in Polk County where the black Chevy Impala was located.
No, he was not.
That had been left behind in a different city.
Correct.
And did you get the make, model, and information for the gold Toyota 4Runner?
Yes, I did.
Who was the registered owner of the gold Toyota 4Runner?
The registered owner was also Damali Lau, Sean Gaithright's mother.
And based on the information at that time, did you then put out an alert for the gold Toyota 4Runner?
I notified the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to go look for it, yes.
And why did you do that?
We had reason to believe that the defendant had transferred items from the Black Impala into the gold 4Runner, and, you know, we might locate something pertinent to this investigation.
Okay. And why did you specifically mention Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Because the defendant lives in Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the vehicle is registered to Jacksonville.
And did you make sure that the black Chevy Impala that was located at Sean Gathright's grandmother's house, that again, it was photographed and documented by crime scene?
Yes.
And was the gold Toyota 4Runner registered to Damali Lyle, Sean Gathright's mother? Was there, were you at some point in the course of the investigation notified that that had been located?
Yes, later that same day.
Yes? Okay, may proceed.
Detective, I believe you said that you were notified that the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office had found that gold Toyota 4Runner that Sean Gathright had left from Polk County. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did you say you were notified the same day?
Yes, correct.
And what day was that?
June 26, 2024.
And based on that, did you ask the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to look for that gold Toyota 4Runner?
Correct.
And they were able to locate it, is that correct?
Yes.
And did they at some point alert you that they had developed probable cause to search that vehicle?
Yes, they did.
And was information then relayed to you concerning some items of evidence that were recovered from the Toyota Gold 4Runner?
Yes.
And who was driving that vehicle at the time?
Defendant Sean Gathright.
And what information was relevant to you that was located within that, the gold Toyota 4Runner that Sean Gathright had been found in?
They found firearms, paraphernalia, live ammunition, spent casings, furniture that could be used on rifles, and items that were pertinent to the investigation. The primary piece of evidence that they found in the vehicle were spent rifle casings that were later forensically matched to a prior attempt on our victim.
And that is an attempted homicide that occurred in Jacksonville on October 7th of 2023, is that correct?
Correct.
And based on that, again, I asked you, you determine what items to send to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement with regards to ballistics and matching shell casings. You make that decision to send to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, is that correct?
Yes.
And based on that information that was relayed to you, did you request from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that they send the shell casings related and recovered from the attempted murder of Charles Jones on October 7th of 2023 to FDLE to be compared to those spent shell casings found in the gold Toyota 4Runner belonging to Sean Gathright
Yes, I did.
that he was found in, is that correct?
Correct.
And you did that in this case?
Yes, I did.
I know that I had previously asked you about the 9mm, not the casings from any of the AR rifles. There were no casings from AR rifles left behind at our homicide scene, is that correct?
No, there weren't.
You said that you had sent 30 of the 31 shell casings to ATF for DNA testing, is that correct?
The pistol 9mm, yes.
Were they able to get any DNA off of the 30 shell casings that you sent to ATF?
No, they weren't.
And you kept one to be ballistically compared if there were any items of evidence that may be recovered that were related to that, is that correct?
Correct.
At some point after the investigation and the search warrant of the gold Toyota 4Runner, was there then probable cause developed by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to then do a search warrant at that Victoria Lakes Drive, the home of Sean Gathright?
Yes.
When did that search warrant occur?
That occurred in the evening of June 27th, 2024, so the day after the traffic stop.
And again, was there, you alerted after the search warrant that was executed by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office as to items of evidence that were relevant to this homicide case here in Tampa that were found at Sean Gathright's house?
Yes.
Okay. And what items of evidence was relevant to this case that you asked Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to maintain so that it could be used in this trial?
Yes, so in Sean Gathright's house, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office found in a safe inside the house 2 rifles. One of them was equipped with a brass catcher, or the bag that catches the rifle brass.
Before you go on, are you familiar with a brass catcher?
Yes.
What is a brass catcher used for? How is it used?
So a brass catcher is basically a black nylon or mesh bag that gets attached to the ejection port side of a rifle. So as the rifle's firing and the casings are being expended, the bag is catching the casings so they won't be left on the ground.
And specifically, you said, again, you watched the Home to Suites video numerous times, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you specifically look for, and you said that there were no shell casings that were spent shell casings left at the scene that belonged to AR rifles, is that correct?
Correct.
Could you see approximately how many times AR rifles were being fired all over that scene at Home to Suites?
Based off of the muzzle flashes, yes, we determined that the rifle was fired numerous amounts of times.
And all the locations where the 2 assailants with AR rifles are firing that rifles, was it thoroughly searched for shell casings to AR rifles?
Extremely.
And when AR rifles are being fired, do they automatically eject spent shell casings as those bullets are being fired out of the AR rifles?
Yes, they do.
No AR rifle shell casings left anywhere on that scene, is that correct?
Correct.
And based on that and reviewing the video footage, were you specifically looking for brass catchers?
Yes.
And in the Home to Suites video footage, can you see brass catchers attached to one of those AR rifles?
Yes.
And is that why you specifically are asking and having Jacksonville Sheriff's Office notify you in case any of those items are collected?
Correct.
Okay, I stopped you. I think that was one of the first items that you said were located. There were 2 AR rifles in the safe, is that correct? One of which had a brass catcher, is that correct?
Correct. And another big piece of evidence that we found in Sean Gathright's house was inside one of the brass catchers were 2 spent 9mm pistol casings. Those 2 9mm casings were sent off and forensically matched to the 9mm casings that were left by the pistol at our scene.
So you asked and requested that they be sent to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for confirmation testing to ballistically match it to the 9mm firearm that was fired at the homicide scene, is that correct?
Correct.
And were there other items that were recovered in Jacksonville during the execution of that search warrant?
Yes, ammunition and firearms paraphernalia.
At some point on June 28th of 2024, did you make contact with Isaiah Chance?
Yes.
When did you make contact with him?
Approximately 1 a.m. on June 28th, 2024.
And why did you make contact with him?
To attempt an interview
Where did you make contact with him?
at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Police Department headquarters in their downtown area.
And where was Isaiah Chance living at the time when this homicide occurred?
In Jacksonville.
Another person living in Jacksonville, Florida, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you responded up to Jacksonville in order to do an interview with him.
Yes.
Where did the interview take place?
In an interview room at the police station.
Okay. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Correct.
Was the person known as Isaiah Chance, was he read his Miranda rights?
Yes.
And did that interview, was it recorded?
It was,
Approximately how long, how many times was he interviewed?
twice.
Okay. And the first interview, how long did that interview last?
2 hours and 13 minutes approximately.
Okay. And did that span go into another day?
It started at 1 a.m. the 28th and went into maybe 3 a.m.
Okay. Oh, all on the 28th, is that correct?
Yeah, that's all in the early morning
You had
hours.
responded on the 27th, but the interview actually occurred in the early morning hours?
Correct. So he was detained late 27th. We did the first interview early 28th, and then the second interview was late 28th. So I left and then came back.
Okay. And let's start with the first interview. You said approximately how long was that interview?
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Who was present with you?
Detective Aaron Campbell.
When you are interviewing him, is there anyone else besides you and Aaron Campbell that are present in the interview room?
No.
Is it video recorded?
Yes.
And at this time, we would introduce into evidence States Exhibit 120A through E. And Mr. Petratus, can I show you this? You've seen it before, but I want to make sure. At this time, we would introduce into evidence States Exhibit 120A through E.
Any objection?
No objection?
Okay, Mr.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, admitted.
Detective, I'm going to show you States 120A. What is this a photograph of?
This is a photograph of defendant Isaiah Chance when they first brought him into the interview room.
Is this a still photo from the video that was recording in the interview room?
Correct.
And is it date time stamped when it occurs?
Correct.
And is this when it is beginning?
No, so this is when he was first detained or put into this room. It's 8 p.m. on the 27th. I don't get there to start the interview till like approximately 1 a.m. on the 28th.
Okay. And then, let me show you. Let me go to here. So that is when this, and actually, this is not your Detective Campbell, is that correct?
No,
This is Jacksonville, is that correct?
correct.
I'm gonna go to this 120B, what is being shown in 120B.
So this actually, yeah, this would be when we're getting ready to start the interview.
I apologize.
Yeah.
And what is the date and time reflected in this photo?
3:44 a.m. on the 28th.
Okay. And again, is Isaiah Chance depicted in this still photo from the video footage?
Correct.
And who else is being depicted with the badge on his blue shirt?
My partner, Detective Aaron Campbell.
Okay. And again, now we have gone into June 28th of 2024, the early morning hours. Is that correct?
Correct.
And this is before you actually read him his Miranda rights. Is that correct?
Correct.
Then I also want to show you 120C. What is that of?
So this is at 4:13 in the beginning of the interview where I'm present in the room as well.
Okay. And again, Detective Campbell
Correct.
with Isaiah Chance.
Correct.
And then 120D,
I'm sorry, this is the second interview.
second interview
Yes,
we've
yes.
now gone into. And what's the date up here?
So this is the next day, early morning hours of the 29th.
Okay. And just going back to this first page. Again, second interview, correct?
Correct.
And all three of you are also in the next one, 120D.
Correct.
And in the second interview, you're showing him something?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you about that in a second.
Sure.
and then 120E.
Yeah, this is, that interview was a lot shorter. This is towards the end of the second interview.
So there were 2 times, 2 dates that you made contact with Isaiah Chance, is that correct?
Correct.
Is Isaiah Chance, is he present in the courtroom today?
He is.
Can you please describe and point him out and tell us what he's wearing?
Yes, he's the gentleman in the back row wearing a turtleneck and a gray jacket.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that he's identified Isaiah Chance.
The record shall so reflect.
Now, you said the first interview that took place on June 28th lasted about 2 hours and 13 minutes. Is that correct?
Correct.
You read a Miranda.
I did.
Can you tell the jury what the Miranda rights are?
Yeah, so the Miranda rights are constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent. And so basically, we were required to inform a suspect of their rights before we try to obtain an interview from him.
Also, does it inform him of the right to an attorney?
Yes, a right to an attorney present during questioning, before or after, and the right to terminate the interview whenever they want.
Okay. And a right to an attorney if he cannot afford one, is that correct?
Correct.
And you went over all of those rights with the defendant, Isaiah Chance, is that correct?
In detail, yes.
Did he acknowledge those rights and indicate to you that he understood them?
Yes, he did.
Any issues with him being able to understand or communicate to you?
No.
Did he appear to be confused in any manner?
Nope.
Did he agree to speak with you?
Yes, he did.
During his interview, did he confirm that he has a phone and confirm his phone number?
Yes.
And what was his phone number at the time?
His number, he gave me a different number, 904-844, but his phone number is 904 and 3.
And did you later obtain phone records indicating that he actually was utilizing a different phone than the one that he provided to you in your interview?
Correct.
Now, I want to ask you about, you said the interview was 2 hours and 13 minutes. Can you tell the jury what he said during that time when he was with you in the interview?
So basically, the defendant Isaiah Chance admitted that he was in Tampa during the weekend of the homicide. He claimed that he came to Tampa with his girlfriend and a person he referred to as his little brother, who he later identified as co-defendant Sean Gathright. He said that he came down from Jacksonville to Tampa to have a weekend with his girlfriend. However, he couldn't give me any specific details on what locations he visited or what he did while he was in Tampa, other than they went to a McDonald's to eat. And that's basically the gist of the entire interview, admitting to being in Tampa, denying any involvement, or unable to really give me an alibi.
Does he, you say that he says that he admits to being with his girlfriend, is that correct?
Correct.
Was Alicia Andrews, was she also brought to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office on that day?
Correct.
Did you also end up interviewing her on that day?
I did.
Was that also recorded?
Yes.
Okay. So she was at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office at the same time as the defendant Isaiah Chance, is that correct?
I can't recall if it was the exact same time, but it was in close proximity.
Your interviews, correct?
Yes.
Now, when he says he is admitting to being in Tampa with his girlfriend, is he referring to Alicia Andrews?
Yes, he is.
You said that he gave you a specific location where he ate, is that correct?
Yes.
Did he say that he was in Tampa with anyone else besides Alicia Andrews?
Yes, with Sean Gathright.
Okay. Is Sean Gathright, is that the name he gives you at the beginning of the interview?
No.
Who does he describe, how does he describe the other person that is with him?
He refers to him as his little brother.
And specifically when he's referring to his little brother, is that the person he gives you as the owner of the car that he comes to Tampa from Jacksonville from?
Yeah, I asked him how he got down to Jacksonville. He said in his little brother's car. I then asked him to describe that car, and he couldn't recall any details, apparently, about the car.
And later on in the interview, does he personally identify who his little brother is?
Yes.
And who is that?
Defendant Sean Gathright.
Did you confront him and specifically tell him what you were investigating in regards to what happened in Tampa?
Yes, I did.
And when you did that, did you specifically ask him for any sort of alibi where he was, for details for where he was specifically in Tampa when the homicide occurred?
Correct. I asked him. He was unable to give me any specific details. He did say that he went to an A club and spoke to a bouncer, however, decided not to go inside after the bouncer told him the price.
Okay. Did he continue to deny any involvement during that 2-hour and 13-minute interview that he had no involvement in this homicide? Is that correct?
That is correct.
You said that the only other place besides McDonald's that he mentioned while being in Tampa was one club. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what did you say specifically about him? What did he give details about talking to a bouncer? I'm sorry, I think you said it.
Yeah. No, I asked him if he went in the club. He said he did not go in the club, that he went to, basically spoke to a bouncer or a security guard at the front of the club, and ultimately decided not to go into the club.
At some point, did you then keep pressing him about providing you information as to where he was in Tampa?
Yes, we tried to lock down a timeline or something that would help us prove where he was at, and he was unable to give me any specific details.
Other than the McDonald's and some club where he approached a bouncer, any other location where he was while he was visiting in Tampa, Florida?
I asked him where he stayed at. He said at a house. I asked him if it was an Airbnb. He said he did not know if it was an Airbnb. He said that he didn't book an Airbnb, and that Alicia Andrews didn't book an Airbnb, so he didn't know what the house was.
And when you specifically asked him about his little brother, Sean Gathright, did you ask him how he knows Sean Gathright?
Yes.
And what did he say?
That they're friends.
Okay. Did he mention of how long he knew them, how long he knew Sean Gathright?
A long time.
At some point in the investigation, had you been made aware of a search warrant that had occurred from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office at the home of Isaiah Chance?
Yes.
And were you notified of evidence that was found in the home of Isaiah Chance that was relevant to your investigation?
Yes.
In particular, were you notified that there was a poster of a bully down sign that was related to bully gang and kind of a dish to bully gang based on information from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yeah, specifically a poster with the bully down logo, the fist with the thumbs down inside of Isaiah Chance's bedroom was found. I confronted him during the interview about that poster.
And what did he say about the poster?
He kind of laughed it off and didn't give much detail. Like, he avoided going into detail about it.
Did you specifically ask him about the victim in this case, Julio Foolio, and his knowledge of Julio Foolio?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say when you asked him about the victim, Charles Jones, and Julio Foolio?
He acknowledged that he knew who Mr. Jones was, and claimed that they were cordial. They weren't friends, but they were cordial.
Tried to suggest that there were no ill feelings between him and the victim in this case?
Yeah, he specifically referenced Spaces conversations on Twitter that would prove that him and Mr. Jones are cordial.
So he admitted to you that he did have contact with the victim on social media, is that correct?
That is correct.
And going back to your statement about the bouncers, was there video footage that was collected by yourself and others, other detectives from the Tampa Police Department, of two clubs that the victim had gone to while here in Tampa on June 22nd, going into June 23rd of 2024?
Yes.
That was, what two clubs were those?
That was Teasers Gentleman Club on Nebraska and the after party at Truth 18 on Bush Boulevard.
And again, as part of your job as the main case detective in this case, did you end up reviewing all the video footage that was collected from the Teasers nightclub on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, I did.
Did you also review all the video footage from Truth 18, from that business plaza, from Habib's Hair Design that covered the exterior of Truth 18, as well as the stairwell and the parking lot of Truth 18?
Yes.
And was there any video footage of a silver Chevy Cruze and a black Chevy Impala that was located at both of those clubs, showing both of those vehicles at that club?
Yes.
And during the time frame, the silver Chevy Cruze, was that shown at both locations?
Yes.
And at both of those clubs, were there two individuals, a male and a female, that gets out at both of those clubs?
Yes.
And looking at the entirety of the video footage, let's start with Teasers and the front door. Is the front door of Teasers the entryway into Teasers where there is security? Is that depicted in the video footage that you collected?
Yes, it is.
And do you see when a silver Chevy Cruze gets there and parks and two people get out?
Yes, I do.
And during that same time, do you look at the corresponding camera of the front door?
Yes.
Does either the male or the female that gets out of the silver Chevy Cruze ever approach anyone at the front door security at that club?
No, they don't.
Going again to Truth 18, that is located on the second floor, again, does the silver Chevy Cruze appear to go to Truth 18 shortly after the victim's party, his cars, and his entourage arrive at that location?
Yes.
Again, same question. Is there anyone that gets out of the silver Chevy Cruze, male and female?
Yes.
Appear to be the same male and female that get out of the silver Chevy Cruze at Teasers?
Yes, same couple.
Do they ever approach the front door or the second floor of Truth 18 where they are on scene at that location at the same time of the victim?
They don't go anywhere near the front door.
No conversations with anybody coming out of that club?
No.
At some point in your investigation, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 44 and 24. There is a camera, a pole camera, that is near USF. Is that correct?
Correct.
What's the exact address of the pole camera?
It's at the intersection of McKinley and Fowler.
Okay. And did I ask you, the State's Exhibit 44 is a composite of Truth 18 and a USF pole camera, as well as State's Exhibit 24 is just of the pole camera. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did I ask you to look at both of those discs and review the video footage of the USF pole camera to see if it was fair and accurate of the video footage that you obtained in this case?
Yes, you did.
And starting with State's Exhibit 44, the composite of Truth 18 and the pole camera, did you review it?
Yes, I did.
And after reviewing it, did I ask you to initial and date it so you could later recognize it?
Yes, you did.
Starting with State's Exhibit 44, the composite exhibit, did you look at that and did you recognize that as a fair and accurate video of the USF pole camera?
Yes, it was.
And then going to Exhibit 24, again showing you this DVD. Did again ask you to do the same thing, review it, and then initial and date it so you could recognize it at a later time?
Yes, you did.
And again, does this DVD, State's Exhibit 24, accurately and fairly show the video footage that was documented by that pole cam near USF?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce into evidence State's Exhibit 24 and 44.
Any objection, Mr. Gonzalez?
No objection to the videos, Your Honor.
Mr. Sonardi?
No objection, no.
Mr. Wise?
No objection.
Mr. Petridis? Okay, admitted.
And so we're going to start with Teasers. Hold on one second. That was one more. Oh, yeah. Detective, did you also obtain video footage from Teasers? Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And again, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 41A through C. Did I ask you to review that before today and be able to sign and initial it?
Yes, you did.
So you could later recognize it? Is that your initials?
Yes.
And again, State's Exhibit 41A through C, is that fair and accurate video footage that was obtained from the Teasers nightclub?
Yes, it was.
Your Honor, we also introduced into evidence State's Exhibit 41A through C.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Sonardi?
No objection.
Mr. Wise?
No objection.
Mr. Petridis, admitted.
Detective Ramos, you yourself viewed the video footage at Teasers, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And is there a date and timestamp on the Teasers video footage?
Yes, there is.
And did you review the Teasers video footage for accuracy?
Yes, I did.
And was that video, the date and timestamp, was that accurate?
The date was accurate. The timestamp was approximately 7 minutes and 23 seconds slow.
And how do you verify and confirm the accuracy of the timestamp?
So what I would do is go on to time.gov, which is the government's official website where you can see the correct time and compare it to the live view timestamp and calculate the difference that it's off by.
Okay. And again, how off was the timestamp from the Teasers video?
Approximately 7 minutes and 23 seconds slow.
Where are the cameras located at the Teasers nightclub?
They actually have cameras around the whole building, so we got several angles, a couple at the front to capture the south side of the building. There's one on the west side of the building that captures the west side of the parking lot, and then one that captures the north side of the parking lot.
Do they also have videos inside the club as well?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, what is the address and location of Teasers nightclub?
9700 North Nebraska Avenue, Tampa, Florida.
Okay. And was this one of the nightclubs where the victim, Charles Jones, had advertised on his Instagram that he would be at on June 22nd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
And I know that we have compiled a composite. Did you put together, based on time chronology, the different cameras, including the back of the parking lot and the front door, to show the different times as it is happening based on chronologically?
Yeah, just so it's easier to follow, I did a chronological order of when the victim's entourage arriving and all of the relevant angles.
And at points in time during this video, did you speed up the video when there is nothing happening?
Yes.
Other than speeding up the video, did you alter or change or edit the video in any way?
No.
So this is the video, it is just sped up, is that correct?
It's sped up at times.
Okay, thank you. Can we go ahead and publish States Exhibit 41A through C? Or start with 41A? And Detective Ramos, can you tell us what camera is now being shown?
This is what's labeled as a front parking camera. This is at the southeast corner of the club. The front door to the club is that gray door to the right, and that's the parking right in front of the front door.
Okay, and we just saw a vehicle back in. Can you tell us the significance of that vehicle?
That's Mr. Jones' black Dodge Charger arriving at the club.
Okay. And I'm going to this timestamp. It says June 23rd of 2024, and the timestamp says 2:16. Can you do the time conversion for the jury?
So since it's approximately 7 minutes slow, so the real time is around 2:23 a.m.
Right, thank you. Detective Ramos, we're now at another camera. What is this camera view? Where is that in relation to Teasers?
On the west side of the building, showing the back parking lot area, and this one is just roughly right after that.
And again, we're showing now there is a silver Chevy Cruze backing in, is that correct?
Correct.
And you can see that you have increased the speed of the video?
Yes.
Detective Ramos, are you noting the number of people getting out of the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, 2 subjects came out of the silver Chevy Cruze.
And do you try to track those 2 individuals in both cameras?
Yes.
And the timestamp now is 2:20. Again, you have to do a calculation for real time.
Approximately 227, 228.
Can you pause it there? And sir, based on reviewing this video in relevance to your investigation, do you make notes about the 2 individuals coming out of the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
And what is of significance to you in order to determine to later determine their identities?
Specifically the female is wearing a light blue jean jacket, that later she was wearing that same jacket during her interview. So the investigation, all the details were able to lead us to who they were.
Okay, and let's start with, you're able to tell at least one is a female, is that correct?
Correct.
At some point, can you see her hair in a ponytail?
Yes.
Okay. And the second individual, is he male or female?
Male.
And does he appear to be taller than the female?
Yes.
And what do you note about his size and body type?
Tall, skinny, kind of lanky, male subject.
Okay. Did you also make any note about their faces?
Yes, they're both wearing medical COVID type masks. She's wearing a black one and he's wearing one of the light blue ones.
And there are points where you can actually see the type of jacket when she's in the light, is that correct?
Correct.
And at some point, you came into contact with her on that same day that you came into contact with Isaiah Chance, is that correct?
I can't recall if it was the same day, but yes, I did come into contact with her and she was wearing that same jacket.
And now, again, we're back at the front door, and what is the time?
So correct time, approximately 2:28, 2:29.
And in this photo, can you still see the victim's vehicle that he backed in?
Yes, it's the Dodge Charger with the lights still on in the back there. The victim's leaning up against it.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you also become familiar with Charles Jones and what he was wearing on that night and what he looks like?
Correct.
And are there other individuals that you can see that you later interviewed?
Yeah, Robert Howard and Gino Norris, Tafa McRae, and Xavier Edwards are all visible.
And I know that these are clips, but you obtained the full portion of this front camera for June 23rd of 2024 during this time period. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I asked you whether or not Isaiah Chance or Alicia Andrews ever approached that front door. Is that correct?
Correct.
And viewing that video, did you ever see them come close to that front door, enter that club, or talk to any bouncer or security member at that front door?
No, they did not.
And can you see the full path of where they went off screen from the back camera to the front door?
Yeah, so if you go off screen to the left there of this angle and you continue towards the front door, you would eventually pop up on that front parking camera. So they never went near the front door.
Okay, go ahead. So at this time frame, again, showing 2:22 on the timestamp, can you then see those 2 same individuals going back to the silver Chevy Cruze?
Correct.
And that is at the same time when the victim and his entourage are still at the front door, is that correct?
As they're going inside, yes.
During this portion of the video, have you ever seen the black Chevy Impala in this parking lot or near the scene yet?
Not yet.
And what time is reflective of the silver Chevy Cruze leaving the back parking lot?
Approximately 2:31 a.m. Eastern Standard, the silver Cruze leaves the back parking lot area.
And then again, we now go back to the front camera, is that correct?
Yeah, now we're, fast forward to when the victim's leaving the club. The approximate time is 2:54 a.m.
Then what camera are we looking at now?
This is what's labeled the side parking, but it's the north side of the building.
Again, of Teasers, is that correct?
Correct.
And what time is reflected after you do the calculation?
Right around that same time, 2:54, as the victim's coming out of the club.
And then what are we seeing?
This is the suspect, black Chevy Impala, arriving into the parking lot.
And is that the first time that you detect the black Chevy Impala?
On camera here, yes, correct.
And is that after the silver Chevy Cruze has left this parking lot?
Correct.
And again, now are we seeing the back parking lot where the silver Chevy Cruze once was parked?
Correct.
And then are we, on what camera are we looking at again?
We're at the front parking. The suspect Cruze circles all the way around and gets on this. You can see it in the middle there at the top.
Okay. Is that what you're reflecting in the very top hand corner? I'm sorry, the top, not in the corner, but to the left of the video footage?
Yes.
And is the victim's vehicle, is it still parked reversed in front of the club?
Yes, it is. It's getting ready to leave.
Yep. And can you tell us what is in 41C?
This is the back parking of Teasers, and zoomed in on the subjects coming out of the silver Cruze.
And why did you zoom it in?
Just to get as much detail about their physical description and their clothing.
And at some portion of while they are in the back of that parking lot, is there anything in their hands?
Yes, from the video it is apparent that there's a device in the male's hands, and the female takes it for a second and does something to it.
And does that become significant in your investigation later when you obtain cell phone records?
Yes, this is specific device was identified as Alicia Andrews' device.
And are you noting the time when there appears to be use of the cell phone based on the calculations that you do after you adjust for real time?
Yes.
So again, is this, again, just the zoomed up portion, focusing in on the two individuals that came from the silver Chevy Cruze and then walking back?
Correct.
Is that the end of the Teasers video?
It is, Judge.
Okay, this is probably a good time for us to go
Okay.
on break, so it's a little after 5. So, okay, we're gonna be in our evening recess. Just remember my previous instructions. You're not to discuss anything about this case with anyone, or read, watch, listen to any news accounts or social media posts. And then we will resume at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right, see you then.
All rise.
very good, thank you. All right, Detective Ramos, same situation, since you've not yet been cross-examined while we're on the evening recess, you can't talk to anybody about anything related to this case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good, see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Okay, that's okay, it's okay. So do we want to talk about some of the exhibits that I'm assuming they're not going to come in tomorrow through Detective Ramos, but do we want to get a jump on them? Or at least if someone could show them to me so I could look at them and I could be thinking about it in anticipation of argument?
Does that include our motion and Mr. Gonzalez?
Yeah, anything that you want me to consider regarding Detective Ramos?
Judge, do you happen to have your motion and exhibits?
You mean your motion? You mean my copy of
Your
your
copy
motion?
of my motion.
I don't write motions, thank God, not anymore. Okay, yes, I have, defendant Rashad Murphy's 7th motion in limine, and I did have tabbed,
And it would depend, Judge, if you're looking at exhibits, if you're looking at my exhibit page, that would more correctly correlate to the motion if we're talking about the state's actual trial exhibit. It would be
Right.
the same thing, it's just going to, it's gonna be labeled different.
okay. So I have tabbed, I guess from an earlier discussion, and tell me if this is what we're referring to. This would be the, some type of message dated June 23rd, 2024. Prosper and Junior, good day today, 187 babies.
Well, Judge, that's one of many.
Okay, that's one?
That is one of many. It's not
Okay.
in the chronological order, but
Right. Okay, so tell me with your exhibits, and then when we come back tomorrow, I'll have the state identify what their proffered exhibit number is, but just so I can be looking at them.
so,
Are you objecting to everything?
No,
that's
Judge.
attached? Okay, good. So tell me, and I do have tell me what exactly you're objecting
so
to.
if you're looking at the motion,
Yep.
it would be pages 17 through 19. 17 through 19, if you correspond that with the exhibit list, it is a picture of the defendant, the date, time, and data on the picture of the defendant, 17, 18, 19.
Okay, I have that. Hold on,
Okay.
let me mark it real quick. Okay, got it.
Next, Judge, would be a picture of the rifle on what looks like a carpet, pages 26, 27, and 28, as it states in the motion.
Okay,
And
hold on, let me just tab them.
tab them.
This item has already been admitted over the defense's objection today, Your Honor. with
Which
Detective
one was?
Carter.
The rifle.
So that, I've already dealt with that.
That's true, Judge.
So 26, 27, and 28 have already come in, right?
Yes, Judge.
So we don't need to argue about that anymore.
Nope.
Okay,
Next is 29, 30, and 31. They would be a black vehicle backed into a driveway and the related data that goes with it, 29 to 31.
okay,
And then 32 to 35 is a post of the defendant, the victim and another gentleman, and the data that goes with it.
okay. Okay,
Next is 35 through 38, which is a picture of a screenshot of a post and the data that goes with it, 35 through 38.
okay, hold on.
Next is a,
1 second. 35 through 38, state's not intending to introduce, so agreed.
So we don't need to argue about that.
Nope.
Not coming in. Okay,
next, Judge, is 39 through 41, which is a screenshot from a social media post. RIP, son, Charles A. Jones II, Foolio, and its data.
okay, well, hold on. You're not gonna admit that?
No, Your Honor.
So we don't need to argue about that, okay?
Then, Judge, as it relates to state's exhibit, I'm going to call it correctly now, I think it's 101C.
But is it an exhibit to your motion?
It's not an exhibit to my motion because at the time that the motion was drafted, I think that I told the court yesterday or day before that I wasn't aware of it.
Okay,
It's defense motion paragraph number 18, that's the subject of it.
That's correct.
The defense failed to include a header, but that would be pages 42 and 43 of his packet. But it is his paragraph number 18, to which the state does object.
so I'm sorry, I'm trying to, because I have these, when you.
Yes,
said-
Your Honor, in the defendant's motion,
Yep.
they kind of have titles, so if you look at page 5, pages 39 through 41, the state has no objection. That's 15 and 16 and 17. 18, paragraph number 18 of the defendant's motion doesn't have a title, but that's another exhibit that he is seeking to exclude.
And is that attached?
Judge, I don't believe it's in the, I don't believe it's in the exhibit list. I can approach and give the court.
Yeah, let me just look at it. Is that your copy?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And the court can keep that for the time being.
Yeah, I'll make a copy
Yes, Judge.
in my office and bring it back. So this is not attached as an exhibit, but this would be what you're referencing in paragraph 18, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Of your motion.
That's correct.
Okay.
And it's exhibit, for the state's purposes or the exhibit list,
In Mr. Gonzalez's motion, it's exhibit B, Your Honor, as well.
that's
Oh.
correct.
He did attach it.
You did attach it. Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Well, you attached
Middle one.
a couple of pages of it. First of all, there's photos in here that have already come in, the damaged phone of Charmaine
The
Steiger.
defense attached the entirety of States Now Exhibit 101, but specifically only had objection to some, so they did let us know that all of the attachments, Your Honor, are not the subject of the defense's motion.
Okay.
I will tell the court this, that as it relates to those two that are already in, they are in through Detective Carter because they are the defendant's phone, and they have certain characteristics, and they provide context to the photo that I'm objecting to. So it'll be for the court's purview to.
Okay. And the photo that you're objecting to, is it this, someone, a hooded figure with gloves on, holding up the damaged phone?
A damaged phone.
A damaged phone.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so of the packet you gave me, here you would be objecting to, it looks like pages 1 and 2, right? The first page is an extraction report, and of that same hooded individual holding a damaged phone, and then just the picture itself, right?
Yes, Judge.
The other 2 pages you gave me are what appear to be a damaged phone resembling the one that's already come in, belonging to Rashad Murphy and Charmaine Steiger.
Yes, Judge. It has already come in as, in fact, the damaged phone that the extraction was taken from.
Okay. All right, got it. Okay, I'll make a copy just so I have it. And is that it from your 7th motion in limine?
Then, Judge, that would conclude the extraction photographs. There is obviously a second series as it relates to State's Exhibit 88B.
Are they attached to your motion?
They are, Judge, and they would be, my motion as Exhibit C. It's State's motion, State's Exhibit 88B. My exhibit in my motion is Exhibit C.
Okay.
It's a three-page,
I see it.
conversation between multiple individuals, including the Instagram account Ghost 187, and also begins with an individual or another account referencing the victim, Julio Foolio.
I'm not sure if Mr. Gonzalez just has something that's been incidentally stapled together, but in State's Exhibit C, does the court have that in front of?
I have the Exhibit C to his motion and
Perfect.
eliminate.
The first part of the page that you're looking at that has Charles Jones depicted in some kind of an Instagram post is one item. The state is not seeking to introduce that.
Okay, so we don't need to argue about that.
The language that's included just below that is the message in which someone sent Mr. Murphy that post. The state does not intend to introduce that. I'm not sure if there's a page number, but this entire page the state does not seek to introduce.
Okay, this would be the first page of Defense Exhibit C attached to their seventh motion eliminate, okay?
Then as it relates to the second page, that is one conversation between the defendant and an individual with the user account name John Wall 22. That is one item, one conversation on Instagram. The state does seek to introduce that from the early morning hours of the murder, about
Okay.
3 hours before.
And then what about this third page of Defense Exhibit C to their motion? It texts love ya, brother, Murph.
That's another message. The state does not seek to introduce that.
Okay, so of Defense Exhibit C, the only one you're seeking to introduce is this text message. Man, you know I want it myself. If I could, I would have had it. So many hoes there. I know somebody can get it from them. Right?
Yes, get the B&B for me
Right.
gang is from the defendant. The response from John Wall 22 is that he also wants the B&B and there's so many hoes there.
Okay, anyway, that's fine. I have it
Yes.
tagged as one that we need to discuss.
Just that page, yes,
Okay,
Your Honor.
and then Defense Exhibit D, attached to the motion. Are you seeking to admit all of these?
The state is not seeking to admit Defense Exhibit D from June 14th
The,
of 2024.
for the court's edification, the first page, the first image.
First page, okay, that's, okay, no argument over that, okay? What about the next one? Looks like a photo from June 17th of 24.
Yes, Your Honor, it is a video. The state is seeking to introduce it.
Okay. All right,
Maybe we'll post it on it.
and then there's like a close-up, correct? Are you-
Same image. It's actually a video, so the still is the second page of that exhibit.
Okay, you want to introduce both?
Just the still, but the first page it has the data, the date and timestamp.
Okay,
So yes, Your Honor, both pages.
okay. And then what about, next up would be a crying, laughing emoji dated June 23, 24.
Is that on this?
It's all 14 images.
Oh, okay. Yes, Your Honor, the state is seeking to introduce that.
Okay. And then the next is, looks like a photograph of Belichick and Tom Brady embracing.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're gonna seek to introduce that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Next up would be a photo, June 23rd, 2024, someone shooting a bird.
Yes, Your Honor.
Two birds, excuse me. You're seeking to introduce that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Next up, June 23rd, 2024, looks like a video or something that says, if your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him, pretend to be weak. Is that Sun Tzu? That he may grow arrogant. Are you seeking to introduce that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Then we've got this one, June 23rd, 2024, Prosper and Junior, good day today, 187 babies, you seeking to introduce that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then we have, June 23rd, 2024, Hate Me Kindly, are you seeking to introduce that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Next up, June 24, 2024, it's on the floor, stay out the car with them, something about my rifle. I don't know what this is.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're not seeking to introduce that, okay? Then next up would be, it looks like a video or photo, June 24. Are you seeking to introduce that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that would be the photo, not a video.
Correct, not the video. The video contains, yes, just the photo.
Okay, and then what about, next up would be June 24, 2024, 187 boys, 5L RIP members?
Yes, Your Honor.
Seeking to introduce that, okay? Next up, June 25, 2024, YouTube, I don't know what that is, Breezy,
Yes, Judge, it's actually still June 24th, but yes, we're seeking to introduce that.
okay? And then finally, June 25, 2024, another YouTube, Wappa with the Choppa. You seeking to introduce that?
Also June 24th, but yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, it says the 25th, but I understand. Okay, all right, I got it. Okay. Okay. And then also, if you could, Mr. Gonzalez, bring tomorrow a copy of that text message or the screenshot of the message about someone taking
Would you like it
something to an inmate in Florida State Prison, just so I can be looking at that
Would
too.
you like it now, Judge?
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a copy that's mine?
It's yours.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Okay, so that's everything we need to discuss, correct, for defendant Rashad Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then Sean Gathright, we have your motion in limine, and,
I know, Your Honor, some of that's been addressed, and it looks like from looking at the exhibit list, the state might be agreeing with that.
okay. Can you guys do me a favor, and Mr. Wise and whoever's handling these exhibits, go through the motion and just tell me what we still need to discuss,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay? Right? Okay,